Right, good morning. Welcome back. Now, late November, frosty and icy outside. Couple of rides on the Honda CB13 recently were pretty dismal, numb fingers and all that. So it's that time of year again. Going to fit some Oxford hot grips to the CB1300. Now, I've done videos fitting these to several bikes in the past, never to one of these, but it's pretty much a universal process. You fit them on the bars, you route the wiring in a tidy and decent manner, you tab them to the battery, and you fit the controller straightforward. So without any more waffle, let's get on with it. Oxford hot grips, CB1300. Right, now obviously if you're going to run wiring from your handlebar area through to the battery, you need to get underneath the tank. And as you can see with these Hondas, you don't need to take it off. They make it extremely convenient. Clever Honda. They put like a little lift bracket at the rear. You just take off the two securing lock bolts, lift it up like that and put a block of wood under it. And then you just lever the tank back. There's enough room on the big fuel hose, which is solidly bolted each end. And then all the wiring, there's loads of extra slack on it. Just lift it up, stick a prop under the front, and you've got all the access underneath there that you want to change your spark plugs, to top up your coolant, or to run wiring. All of it's absolutely easy to access. The only time you'd ever need to take the tank off completely is if you were going to paint it or something, or do something to the tank. But for today, that is all we need to do. Plenty of access. Right, this wiring that's here, still on the bike, is from the previous set of hot grips. When the bike came to me, it had some hot grips fitted, or should I say hot grip, because only one of them worked. So I unplugged them, and as you saw the recent video, I just put these regular grips on instead. So today we're replacing the hot grips with new ones, which means this wiring, now the tank is up, I can get it out and fit the new wiring in its place. Right, don't need the tank up for the moment, so I'm just going to gently drop it back down, and then I can put the grips on, get the battery exposed, and we can run the wiring in a minute. Right, now if you've never seen these before, they're designed to tab straight to the battery. You don't need to locate a switch live or fit a relay or any of that nonsense. They simply tab the red and the black tabs straight onto the battery accordingly, and then plug everything in, and they just work. They have a controller, this little control box here, which has a sensor in it. If you switch the engine off and you've left your hot grips on, it senses the voltage drop in the battery and switches the grips off, so you don't come back to a flat battery later on when you want to go home. So there it is. What you have in the box is, you get the left grip, the right grip, the control box with its harness, the main harness that tabs to the battery, some cable ties, a tube of super glue, Oxford branded super glue, and a little bracket here. This is to screw the control box to your handlebars, right by your clutch lever. I'll show you that when we get to it. Right, to get the battery on these, pull ECU out of the way, and then you can remove this plastic panel by lifting it out. And the battery lives right down there on top of the swinging arm. Right, now the battery on this bike is not a motorbat with the 4 terminals, so you can't use the spare ones to tab this onto. You've got to use the main terminals, but it's okay because I've got a pigtail on there already, and I'll just stack them in neat order, and always stack the motorcycle's own connections to the battery first, and then put any tabs and any accessories on top rather than the other way around. So you're getting the best direct connection to the battery for the bike itself. Anyway, let's take them off and put the tabs on. Grips tab, and the pigtail tab. Yeah. Grips tab first, charging tab, and then put them straight on. There you go, nice and tight. Now this little clip up job is how I've tidied away the pigtail for charging. So with all this loose wiring now, we'll do the same thing with this. Clip it all away nice and tidy so it doesn't pinch on anything, doesn't chafe on anything or cause any problems. There. There, done. Right, there's the old hard plastic tube from the last set of grips, and there's the white throttle tube inside. I need that naked. I need to get this off. So very carefully with a razor blade, and cut it off without slicing the tube up or myself. There, got it. Just rough it up slightly, ready for the fresh glue. Right, I'm going to start with the throttle side because that's a little bit tricky. As I've already said, there's a hard plastic tube inside there and there's a hard plastic tube on the throttle twist grip, and they get glued together with super glue. So when you slide it on, you want to make sure that this wire is orientated in exactly the right place before you slide it on and let the glue set, because once it's set, it ain't moving. Now you can see what I mean. This is the lead that comes out of the twist grip, and it's quite bulky. You want it in the right place in terms of its rotational orientation. So I like to just pop it on the end, twist the grip, and realise that when it's on full throttle, this is sticking up in the way, it's pulling on the lead. I like it a little bit further down. I like it about there when it's on full throttle, and then when it's off, I like that downwards out the way. So if you orientate that so you're happy with it, while it's just pushed gently on the end, you can then mark it. Just put a dot on top. I just use a little bit of Tip-X like that. There, because it will scratch off after, and then I put a dot on top here on the switch block, just to remind me of my chosen alignment. Now you get one chance at this. You're going to put super glue on the outer edge of the twist grip, and inside you're going to put it on the inner edge, and as you slide it over, you're going to have to wriggle it to get it to force on, because it's quite a tight fit, and as you wriggle it, those two dots are moving separate of each other as you're twisting and wriggling it in. So by the time you get it all the way in and you stop, it's going to set there. So when you stop, make sure those two dots are aligned and you'll have it perfect. Some line around the inside. just on this end, because you're going to push the grip on and that will push the glue up. And then, preferably in one go, got it. There, that's it. Dots aligned, simple as that. Now, same goes for this one. I've cleaned the end of the bar with some propyl alcohol, so it's nice and clean. And we'll just put the glue on this end, and then it's one go, all the way on. There. Right, now we've got the grips fitted, we've got the power supply, we've just got to fit the controller and then screw everything together so it works. And you get a little bracket in the kit, which is sized correctly to fit onto your clamp that holds your clutch master cylinder on. But as it's a universal part, they're just supplied how they are, you need to sometimes adjust it. So for that to fit on there, it's currently fouling on the clutch reservoir. Well, the screws will when they're screwed in the back anyway. So I need to bend this a little bit flatter, a little bit straighter. We'll do that in the vise. Bit of inner tube to protect it. In the vise. Probably ½ an inch, just so it clears the screws. There we are. Give this little sticky foam pad as a shock absorber. It goes between the controller and the metal bracket just to soften vibes. That's it. Got it. There. Little spacers. Bit fiddly. Right, that's all the hardware fitted to the bike. Now we've got to do is screw it all together so it works. Right, now because it's just common sense, you fitted this kit to your bike, you got your power supply, you got your grips there, you got your controller. Just plug it all in. Before you tidy any of the wiring up, just leave it all hanging out, just plug it in, switch it on, and make sure it works first before you clip it all up. Don't have to screw it in tight, just plug them in. Switch it on, 100%, and just make sure they get hot, which they do. Oh, nice. Right, I'm going to run this alongside the main harness so it's practically invisible. There. And there, hot grips, fitted. Now about an hour in real time to fit those. Really simple job, tab them straight to the battery. Now before anybody dives in the comments and starts criticising, you should find a switch live, you should never tab them to the battery, please look this product up. Please go and find out about it. It's got a sensible controller here that registers the voltage drop if you turn the ignition off and walk away, and it switches them off for you, so you can never leave your grips on and never come back to a flat battery. Now also I do get a lot of people jump into the debate about heated gloves are better than heated grips because they heat the back of your hand, etc, etc. Yeah, I've heard all that. Personally, I prefer heated grips and ordinary motorcycle gloves. I'm absolutely happy with that, and if it really gets nasty and I start riding in the worst of the weather, the snow and the sub-zero temperatures, I'll just put handlebar muffs over these. They're still available, and heated grips and bar muffs, they are an absolute joy to ride with, and I've been doing that for nearly 40 odd years. So that's it for today. Join us in the next one. We'll get back on the Gold Wing with an exciting announcement. We'll see you then.